living healthy. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, and it's as easy as 5-3-2-1-0. Eat 5 or more servings of fruit and vegetables every day. Have 3 planned meals a day. Spend 2 or less hours in front of a screen every day. Get moving for at least 1 hour of active play or work every day. And aim for 0 sugar-sweetened drinks.
Let's talk about dinner. Did you know that in the average American household, an adult doesn't even know what they're going to be eating by 4 p.m.? I mean, 4 p.m. is coming up. It's like 3:40. If you don't know what you're eating by then, you're going to end up making mistakes. You're making bad choices, eating too many calories for your diet. You're not going to get the nutrition that you require. That's no good. You should get this thing planned out ahead of time and ultimately break the cycle of trying to just last-minute dinner eating. Jendi, can you help us, give us some tips on how to get out of this rut?
Sure. So one way to help plan and still be quick is to stock your kitchen with some healthy things. If you haven't gotten there yet, you can at least go in and open your cupboards. So liken it to someone going to open their clothes closet.
I gotcha.
Okay? And they can mix and match several items into a dozen different outfits.
There's so many combinations.
Right. So you can do that in your kitchen with food and make different meal combinations. So remember the food groups? We're going to use those as our basis.
I got them, yeah.
Okay, so the protein.
You got your proteins, the vegetables, the fruits, and then the other one.
The whole grain.
The whole grains.
Yeah, and next to proteins, you might have dairy, because both of those give you protein.
Hand in hand.
Yeah, the meat group and the dairy group give you protein, and you got your fruit and vegetables and your whole grains. So we're going to use those food groups, and we're going to see what we have. So for example, I opened the fridge today. We had cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese, that's a protein.
That's protein.
Put
and
that right
I
there.
had salsa.
Salsa, that's a veggie.
Okay.
What do we got here?
We got frozen corn.
Corn is also a vegetable.
Yeah.
Let's put that in the vegetable pile.
And this kind of vegetable, corn's a little starchier, so it kind of is somewhat like a grain. It has more carbohydrates to give you fuel for longer.
It's kind of the medium.
Yeah.
You got the medium
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And then I also had some rice cakes in the cupboard.
Is that seaweed?
It does have a little bit of seaweed on these rice cakes.
Got a little seaweed in there.
Yeah, so these are like the Asian style.
Give a little bit of flavor. Let's dive right in.
Okay, open them up.
Look at that cottage cheese.
Yeah, so let's pour about 1/3 of that in here. Okay, that's pretty good. Open
Got
up
the
your
salsa.
And let's just put about 1/3 of what's left of that in here. So there you go. Okay.
Looks about good.
Okay, and then open up that bag. So we thawed this corn out. If it wasn't thawed out yet, you could run it under some warm water or warm it up in the microwave.
It's already ready. How much
Okay,
corn?
you're going to throw the whole thing in there because
Let's
there's
get all
not much
this
left
corn.
in the bag. So we're using up leftovers in a new container of cottage cheese. So go ahead and stir that up.
I'm stirring. I mean, it's pretty much done at this point.
Right.
Practically no time at all.
And you could use another vegetable if what you had was carrots. You could put diced carrots in there or peas. Peas are another good one. Okay, let's get out a rice cake. If you had tortillas, you could put this in a tortilla. But let's put some on there.
Just
Yep, just scoop it up.
get it right on there.
There you go. Yep. Okay.
It's fast and easy.
There you go. You could eat, a few of those. And,
You can just eat the whole thing.
yeah.
It's done. That was a quick, easy, simple solution. You got your food groups. Jenny,
And you didn't even have to cook. You just did your first pick and mix meal.
and it was healthy?
And it was healthy.
You're
Yeah.
telling me what I just say was both delicious, healthy, and at a low cost?
Yes. Way to go. So the next thing you know, you'll be doing stir fries and quick soups because we can use this pick and mix concept to create a number of different kinds of meals.
You're opening my eyes, Jen.
Yeah. So you're just going to think that myplate.gov with the different food groups, and you're going to pick and choose from the different protein groups, and we've even got a handout in the links on the website. So people will be able to get some more ideas on pick and mix and these quick recipes.
On how to get healthy.
Yeah. We're going to make a barbecue slaw wrap.
Sounds great. I
Yeah.
love barbecue.
Okay.
And we've got some whole wheat tortillas. And what is this, the broccoli slaw mixture?
That's broccoli slaw, but if you didn't have that and you had some cabbage in your fridge, you could just chop up a little quick cabbage. But
I love this. This is made with the stems of the broccoli.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
So let's just show folks how to make one of these wraps,
When you say wrap, I know we're going to need a tortilla.
right? So let's get out a tortilla, just put it on
Okay.
our plate.
Here we are. Nice whole wheat tortilla.
And then we're gonna squirt a little barbecue sauce on there, probably about a tablespoon, about as much as your thumb.
Okay.
Okay, and what we have here is we have some turkey lunch meat.
Okay.
If you can get natural without the nitrates in it, that's a bonus, but use what you have on hand. Or if you have leftover meat from a previous meal, you could put fresh in there.
How much of this do we need?
Well, we want about 2 ounces, and that's an 8-ounce package, so about a quarter of
Okay.
the package.
Okay, so that's probably about 3 slices here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll zip
So
it
I
up.
didn't touch this with my fingers. I know if you do, it spoils very quickly.
Yeah.
So we were pretty careful about that.
And you want to get this
so
refrigerated right away.
where do you want the meat? Kind of in the
Well-
center or all over?
Probably all over,
Okay.
because we want to use the meat to kind of be a barrier with the slaw, so the slaw doesn't make the tortilla soggy.
Okay.
There you go.
How's that?
That's great.
Is that good?
Yep, and then we're gonna
You start to
drizzle.
roll it this
well,
way?
we're gonna drizzle a little more sauce on there,
Okay.
unless you don't like it too saucy.
Oh, saucy's good, especially with
Okay.
that broccoli. I think we
Okay.
could use a little more. I'll do that.
There you go.
And then we'll spread it with that back of the spoon. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, so now we're gonna make a quick little bit of slaw dressing. So we need a bit of cider vinegar,
Okay.
so a teaspoon of that, and then a little half a teaspoon of honey.
Okay,
So,
I'm going to guess
yeah,
on
you
that
don't really
one.
have to measure, just a little bit.
There we go.
And then you can stir that up a little bit.
So we have some salt in the turkey.
Right.
Salt in the tortilla.
Right.
Probably a little salt in the barbecue sauce, so we're not going to add any other salt, right?
No, I don't think we need it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it calls for about a half a cup, but again, you can use as much slaw as you want, but we're going to use about a half a cup there.
There we go. This is really good for that little amount of vinegar and honey.
And then you might use your tongs to lift it out. Do you think we got the right proportion of the?
Yeah, I can taste both the vinegar and the honey.
Great. This way you'll leave the extra dressing in the bowl and not make your sandwich too soggy.
There we go.
All right. And then show us how you'd roll that up.
Well, let's see. We could do a burrito roll where we fold in the sides so nothing spills out, or we can just do a straight roll with it. Let's try the burrito and see how that works.
Yeah, I think it's a soft enough tortilla. You could probably do that.
Yeah, we'll just fold the ends a little bit and roll it up. And that way we can keep everything in one place
Nice.
when we go to eat it.
There you go.
Okay, and there we have it. We'll get this tucked in a little more so it's a little more square. There we have it.
There we go. So you've got a 3 food group sandwich there with the
Okay.
vegetables, the meat, and the whole grain. How about we round that out by maybe serving a banana along with it?
That sounds great. Let's see what it looks like inside. I always like to look inside of them.
Ooh, that's pretty.
That looks really good.
Yeah. So you could put that in a sandwich bag and put it in your lunchbox along with a cold pack.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe add a carton of yogurt or a little carton of milk.
And that only took us about 4 minutes at the most
Yeah.
to make. So very, very quick to make.
Yeah.
Get this already cut so you don't really have any knife work, so to speak.
Right. So it's really quick.
So-
Even kids can make this.
Yes, they could. And they'd have fun doing it too, I'm sure.